Hermit Mehta of Patheos wrote about some oppression that atheists are currently experiencing in Malaysia. This was eye-opening, so look at this. Earlier this month, a picture of an atheist republic gathering in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, went viral, leading to a government crackdown. This is a nation that, in theory, celebrates the freedom of religion, but those rules don't apply to Muslims who leave their faith, and certainly not to Muslims who became atheists or who become atheists. Government officials wanted to know if there were any ex-Muslims in that picture because they could be fined or prosecuted. Shahidan Qasim, a minister in President Najib Razak's cabinet, even said on camera that atheists in the country must be, quote, hunted down because their lack of religion amounted to thought crimes. Now the Inspector General of Police, Khalid Abu Bakr, has weighed in with even more idiotic advice. He just issued a warning to atheists. Stop hurting the feelings of Muslims. Quote, I advise this atheist group not to cause uneasiness, particularly among Muslims who reject atheism. He told a news conference after witnessing a transfer of duty in the Narcotics Criminal Investigation Department and pinning on new rank insignias for senior officers. Khalid said the nation's constitution recognized Islam as the official religion without any provision in it for atheism. He said the police would scrutinize the existing laws to enable appropriate action to be taken should the atheist group cause anxiety among Muslims. So what they're saying is, hey, if you're an atheist, your mere existence triggers fundamentalist Muslims. So you need to walk on eggshells and be careful and be easy and don't flaunt so much and don't let people know what you think, don't let people know what you believe. Get in your corner and shut the fuck up. Have we ever seen a clear instance of victim blaming than this? No, it's not incumbent upon atheists to shut up, pipe down, don't be so loud, don't let people know what's going on, because you might offend the feelings of other people. People don't have a right to not be offended. And imagine for a second if the situation was flipped. If it was a group of atheists who basically said to most, hey, don't talk about what you believe in. Don't talk about what you believe in, because if you do, then I get upset and I get triggered, and maybe I'll do a violent action against you, or maybe I wield the power of the state to prosecute you for not believing like I believe. Whoa. That would be the clearest case of oppression the world's ever seen. But in this instance, nobody even really talks about it. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. It is what it is. No, not whatever. It's not whatever. Atheists experience immense oppression in many places all around the world. It's illegal. In Saudi Arabia, they fucking behead you for it. They call all atheists terrorists. I mean, that's mental. And it's not even in places where, atheists have equal rights. You look at the attitudes toward atheists, and it's terrible, man. I mean, people view it as, if somebody says I'm an atheist, polls show people view it as somebody admitting I'm immoral and I don't believe in right and wrong. What? That does not follow. For, hey, I don't believe in God doesn't mean I think everybody should be allowed to murder people and rape people. No, not even close. Not even close. When you ask, hey, man, who would you want your daughter to marry? If it's somebody of a different faith, if it's somebody who disagrees with you politically, at the very bottom is atheists. The very bottom. So they go, basically, anybody but an atheist. If somebody's even, a criminal, rather that than an atheist. And remember, on state law books, in many states in the U.S. still, it says atheists aren't allowed to run for office. Now, thankfully, that's unconstitutional, so they are allowed because the federal law overrides state law. But the fact that it's on the books and nobody's in a rush to take those things off the book shows you something about the attitudes towards atheists. Just casual, like, yeah, whatever. So they really are a super oppressed minority. And, when you think of oppressed minorities, oftentimes, like, for example, you think of gays. Gays It's still illegal to be gay in many places. Some places it's the death penalty to be gay. Well, atheists face a similar kind of, oppression. They're not allowed to speak up for what they believe in, or they risk prosecution or in some cases death. And this shit has to stop. You have to stop with the, let's coddle the feelings of fundamentalist Muslims because God forbid they get triggered and uncomfortable and offended at what somebody else believes. No, if people on the atheist side, if people on the Muslim side don't have to worry about offending the atheist side, why should people on the atheist side have to worry about offending the Muslim side? Nobody has a right to not be offended. Everybody should be allowed to vocalize their beliefs as long as they're not hurting anybody. But what's happening here is people are speaking about what's in their heart and saying what they believe, and they're risking physical violence or prosecution for doing that. That's like the textbook definition of oppression, and it's fucked up, and it needs to stop, and the state should be unequivocal that they're going to protect minorities, and they're going to protect their right to express their beliefs, but they're not.